Hi, welcome back, and today I'd like to do a mango salsa. Fruit salsas are pretty popular right now. You could use melon for this as well, even pineapple, and kind of combine the same ingredients and end up with a similar result. But we're going to use a mango today. I'm going to show you my ingredients and how I got there before we get going. So today we're going to have, I've got a full-on cup of chopped up mango. I did the fresh, but guess what? Take a look over here. If you don't want to take the time to do it, mangoes are tricky to work with. They have a big flat pit in the middle. You can go to your grocery store and get yourself some fresh organic mango already cut up. It may require you to chop it up a little bit to make smaller pieces, but that's certainly an option that works well, and you can control how much you use at a time and always keep the extra for more salsa later on. I'll show you how to do the mango in a second. I've got red bell pepper, purple onion, lime, cilantro, some Serrano pepper. I've got a little salt and pepper behind me, some cranberry juice, and we're going to combine these together and then kind of play with the flavors to make sure we get it right. For those who need a recipe to work with to start, we'll just once again go over it. I'm starting off with a little more than a cup of chopped mango, about a half a cup of chopped red bell pepper. You could use tomato instead if you want. There are recipes online for this stuff. There's no right or wrong. This is all about how creative you want to be and what you want it to taste like. I like the bell pepper because I like the crispness and the subtle sweetness of it. A quarter cup chopped cilantro, and this too is about a quarter cup, believe it or not, of chopped red or purple onion. We're going to measure off our lime and our cilantro and everything off, or other ingredients in a few minutes. So first thing I wanted to point out with the bell pepper, well, let's start with the mango. Again, there's a big pit in the middle of this, so you've got to cut the side. This is what's called the cheeks. And you can kind of see the shape of this, how it's oblong like this. That tells you where about that pit is. And it's probably about maybe ½ inch to 3/4 wide. So you want to kind of just take a chop down there and try and get what's called the cheeks of the mango off. And see how I did that? I bypassed the pit. I'll do it on the other side as well, just to kind of show you where I'm at. And you can kind of tell if you get to the pit. You can barely see it in there. It's very fine and small, but it's right here, and you're going to kind of go around this whole area. So to get the rest of the mango, we'll have to kind of cut around it. With this one, just so you know, you have to be tricky with it, or careful with this, because you can really cut your hand badly. If you use a smaller knife on this, much like an avocado, to start with, go lengthwise, and you can feel it with your hand, but cut to the skin, but not through the skin, okay? Cut down, and then you do another one, and another one. Be careful when you get to the end. That's what's going to get you in trouble. By the way, I already washed all my fruit. I really recommend washing your fruit thoroughly. If you get a little juice coming off, put it in the bowl. Why waste it? And plus it's going to add to that flavor, okay? And then again here. Now for the next one, I'm going to come across it. It's a little bit tricky. This mango's giving me a hard time today. I might try a serrated edge to see if that gives me any better luck. Actually, it does. Now watch this. See how you do that? You pull it out, and then you can come across these pieces and cut them off, okay? That's how you get to here. Just thought you might be interested in seeing that, and I'll save that for later, because we're going to move on to the other things. But I thought you want to see how you get the mango out of there. With the onion, remember what it did is you clear off the ends, clear off the little paper outside, and since I want it chopped, and I don't want slivers, if I want slivers, again, I go this way. If I want chopped or small pieces, I go small pieces this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all about a little more than a little less than a 1/4 inch, and then back down again. What happens is by doing that first this way and then this way, you end up with small pieces like that because the onion has its natural dividers inside. Bell pepper, you do a couple different ways. As you can tell, the first thing with a bell pepper, always take off this crown, okay? Then you'll be able to pull that big seedy heart out of it, and then you go down the lines that kind of tells you where to go, and then start to trim off some of that white part that you don't need. Just a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and then just get the seeds out of it. Now, if you want big pieces for shish kebabs, 1, 2, gives you 3 pieces. If you want nice slivers to saute, you go like this and make little triangles out of it, semi-evenly. But for chopping, what you're going to do is kind of go across it, first this way, and then this way. kind of like the onion, so you get those smaller pieces. And if those pieces are too big for you, then you always just take your knife, and don't chop too much, because you do want some chunks, so you can always just kind of go across it a little bit like that, and you get some smaller pieces. And remember, if you're sauteing though, these pieces are going to be very small, and the real small pieces are just going to turn into nothing. So we'll put that just in there since it's there. Okay, chopped cilantro is chopped cilantro. What I do with my jalapeno, my Serrano, is I threw it on the grill back here, actually on my stovetop, and just let it kind of roast itself. You listen to it popping. You'll kind of do that, and then what happens is you end up with something like this. I'll bring this in here and take a look. You end up with some grill on the outside, and I just like that. That little blackening and burnt part gives me some extra flavor, and I really like that. If you don't want it, if you want it hot, go ahead and leave the seeds in. I went through this and cleaned out the inner seeds with this one, okay? And I chopped it and created this right here, which is about a tablespoon of chopped Serrano or fire roasted Serrano pepper. This baby's just over here. He's just turning around, so we don't need to see him finish off. But I took him off the grill, cut him in half, cut the end off, and you end up with that, and I chopped it in there. So I think we're about ready to combine some ingredients. I'm gonna throw my chunks of mango in here. That's a piece there I want to just cut a little smaller, I think. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be all right. Throw my bell pepper, my onion, again, a quarter cup of cilantro, and my tablespoon of fire roasted Serrano pepper. Let me grab my spatula. And I'm just going to mix these together a little bit to kind of get a feel for if I got the color combo I want. We need to add some liquid to that. The liquid we're going to use is going to be lime juice. And then we're going to use a little bit of cranberry juice. We're going to taste it, see how much salt and pepper we need. Now, I've got a lot of cilantro in there. I like cilantro. It's a really fresh tasting flavor. So with my lime juice, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm just going to squeeze it through. Here's one lime. Let's just squeeze it in here and see how much we get. This lime is fighting me only a little bit. There. This is one lime. Let's see what that turns out to be. Just about a tablespoon of lime juice. I think we're probably gonna need one more, so let's do another lime. I'm putting those there for a reason. I have a plan for the outer part of my lime. We'll just call this, so we're gonna call that 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And now I'm going to use a little bit of the lime zest. I like this one here from the grocery store. It's actually great for Parmesan cheese, but if I do this, I'm going to do a little zesting. Again, you don't want to go all the way to the white part. You just want to get it just the outer layer of green. This is another reason why you wash the outside of the fruit. You can see how that's coming off there. You can see my little zest there. This is going to really make sure I get that lime flavor I want. Now, but also remember, this is very bitter, okay? So I zest it like that, put my thumb in there. Mango salsa is really great on grilled fish, grilled chicken, pork. I've seen a restaurant that does beef. I don't really care for the mango with beef too much. Again, you can see I just got the outer layer just so it starts to change color. I don't want to go too far, and just scrape that off into there. If you want, you can do this and rinse it through. You can smell where you're going with it already. And let's do this. A couple tablespoons. 1, 2. Cranberry juice is a little sweet, also a little tangy, but gives you that moisture that you want. This is also really good on just salad. You do it on chips. It's best to let this sit about 20 minutes before you really want to serve it, so that the flavors start to mix together. You know, I'm looking at that, and I want because of the way it looks, I want just a little bit more mango in there. Had that one I started with. A couple more pieces of that in there. Okay, now let's just get a spoon out and taste it, because now we're going to put a little salt and pepper on it. But I don't want to do too much. I'm looking for just some really fresh flavors of the cilantro, the lime, the mango itself, and the onion. Wow, I don't even think I'm going to put salt on this. I'm going to leave it just like it is. It's got sweet. It's got just a little bit of heat from that Serrano, onion, red bell pepper. I think we're good to go, and it's really delicious. So that's a mango salsa, just one way to do it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.